spirit with a high degree of autonomy and unhampered by bureaucracy. This is Skunk.
Watch the Skunkworks Show live right now at skunkworkshow.com.
The Skunkworks Show, powered by Iron Laboratories.
Welcome. I'm your host today, Ryan. You're listening to The Skunkworks Show. Sitting in with us today is Melissa and Chelsea with the news. You can watch us every week from 4 to 5 p.m. at skunkworkshow.com. That's right, you can watch us, skunkworkshow.com. We have a full tray for you today. Here's Chelsea with the rundown.
Hi everyone, I'm Chelsea. On today's show, we have the news, Man on the Street, a new 420 song of the week. Stay tuned for that. Stacy and the Cannabis update, also an interview of the week, and the Iron Tested Report by Iron Laboratories.
So we definitely have a full tray for our people today. How you doing today, Chelsea? What's been going on?
You know, I'm great. I've luckily spent a lot of time outside. The weather's beautiful. How about you?
I have had a week that I would need 2 hours to explain, to be honest with you. I've had such hassles with a car accident that I had a year ago, getting repairs done and things not being done properly. And like I said, it's a 2-hour show if we were going to do it. But it's been a beautiful week. It's sunny. It's nice. And things are going well for the most part. Last week we did a list of thank yous. There's a lot of people that have, chipped in with this show, and we covered a lot of those people. But, I missed one. I've got my friend Melissa here today who does Man on the Street with us and has been here from the concept of the show, helping us out, doing the little things that, might not get noticed, but they're the things that really keep the show going. If it wasn't for all the extra little help here and there from different people, we wouldn't have a show. So Melissa's sitting here. Say hello, Melissa.
Hello.
You were supposed to say hello, Melissa. You're not playing by the rules.
Sorry. Hello, Melissa.
There you go. So Melissa, I've known her for what, about a year, a little over a year. Melissa's a military family member. Her husband was a wounded warrior. They moved to Michigan, and our daughters met in school, and that's how I met Melissa. And her first impression of me was...
I stayed at his house for a really long time, and I talked their ear off, and they had to ask me to leave.
We invited her child over to play with our child, is how it worked out. Yep. And I said she could come over till like 6:30, and it turned out that at 9 o'clock I was looking at my girlfriend saying, do you think they're going to leave anytime soon? So she kind of weirded us out the first time we met, or at least me, but we found her to be a very nice young lady. Once again, she's been very helpful, and, I just wanted to give her a chance to say thank you. And if you want to take this chance to say hi to any family member or anybody, I want you to do that.
Okay, well, there's my mother, Erica Marie, and my daughter, and I love you both. And thank you for your thank yous, and that's it.
All right. Well, we are going to be headed into our first commercial break. We definitely have a full tray, like we said, so stick with us. We'll be right back with the Skunkworks Show.
Watch the Skunkworks Show live on skunkworkshow.com.
The Skunkworks Show, powered by Iron Laboratories. At Iron Laboratories, our mission is to apply the highest scientific standards to the testing of medical marijuana and derivative cannabis-based products. Iron Laboratories achieves this through the strict application of and adherence to methodologies that have been developed in research, regulatory, and academic settings. Consumer safety directs everything we do at Iron Laboratories. Our role as providers of product information to patients, caregivers, and producers is critical. The purity of the medicines that you put in your body is critically important, and we value the trust you put in us to evaluate and accurately report on these products. In addition, Iron Laboratories will continue to contribute to the industry knowledge base, setting benchmarks and establishing norms to create safer cannabis products. Give us a call at 248-313-9000 or visit our website at ironlaboratories.com. Again, that's 248-313-9000, ironlaboratories.com.
Folks, here's some food for thought. Every year, over 400,000 people die of illness related to tobacco use. Over 80,000 die from alcohol use. Over 30,000 die from reactions related to prescription medication. And more than 7,000 people die from the use of anti-inflammatory drugs such as aspirin. Aspirin. Do you know how many die from the use of marijuana? 0. No deaths can be directly linked to the use of cannabis. That makes it one of the safest substances available for medical use. Michigan Organic Solutions, Flint's premier medical marijuana consultants, is now offering compassionate doctor referrals. Get licensed for only $99. You only pay if you qualify. No medical records are required. Located at 3549 South North Highway, Suite 117, just across from the Dord Mall. Call 810-820-8953 or go online to make your appointment at www.miorganicsolutions.com. Consultations are free and your privacy is guaranteed. Log on now to www.miorganicsolutions.com.
The real estate market is moving full speed ahead, so don't be left behind. Remember Kim.
Hi, I'm Kim Nowak with Century 21 Town & Country, and I'm here to help you whether you're buying your first home or thinking of selling and moving on up. Let me guide you in the right direction. Call me at 248-835-2992. Again, it's 248-835-2992, and my focus will be on your needs. Remember Kim.
The Skunk Works Show, powered by Iron Laboratories.
Attention all units, this is Sergeant Stadenko. Attention all units, this is Sergeant Stadenko. We are changing from a Code 3 direct pursuit to a Code 347. Completely lost due to incompetence.
We're back with the Skunk Works Show. And now here's Chelsea with the news brought to you by the Michigan Medical Marijuana Report.
Thanks, Ryan. Lots of news in Michigan right now. For starters, this past Thursday, June 5th, down in downtown Ann Arbor, there was a wonderful fundraiser in support of Safer Michigan Coalition, who is responsible for the success of Michigan's marijuana decriminalization efforts, also known as the VGIP, the Vote Green Initiative Project. Founders Tim Beck and Chuck Ream were pleased to welcome Representative Jeff Irwin out of Ann Arbor, a mayoral candidate for Ann Arbor, Sabra Briere, House of Reps candidate and Jackson County Normal Chair Steve Sharp, House of Reps candidate and VGIP alum Andrew Sissel, who's worked on several VGIP initiatives, and a slew of other cannabis business owners, lawyers, lobbyists, and anyone interested in supporting their local team leaders. They all came out to support Safer Mich. They had brand new T-shirts for 2014 that were passed out, and a slew of cities on the back of the shirt this year. We have 13 total. Let's give the rundown here. We've got Saginaw, Mount Pleasant, East Lansing, Oak Park, Hazel Park, Lapeer, Berkeley, Utica, Port Huron, Clare, Onaway, Harrison, Portage, and the first ever county to initiate Benzie County.
Nice.
So it's very, very impressive. It's definitely looking like we will be winning for 2014. And in related news with the VGIP, an Oakland County Circuit court judge ordered the city of Oak Park to submit a marijuana legalization proposal to the county clerk's office for that initiative to be put on the August ballot. The ruling came after the city and Safer Oak Park Coalition, which sued the city, came to an agreement to put the proposal on the ballot. That order was issued by Judge Ray Lee Shabbat, and the group filed a lawsuit recently demanding that marijuana legalization proposal was put on the ballot, like I said. And the gist of that is anyone over 21 years of age can possess up to 1 ounce of marijuana at any given time, of course, with the exclusion of public property.
Right.
So that is the biggest news so far locally. On a Michigan scale, I'm not sure if anyone is aware, but this week is Hemp History Week.
Nice.
And
I'm ashamed to say I wasn't.
well, it is I believe, the 5th annual Hemp History Week. It is a national Hemp History Week, June 2nd through June 8th, and we really need to celebrate Michigan's recent success in moving along in the industrial hemp efforts in Lansing. We are becoming a little bit closer to being a hemp-friendly state with the passing of House Bill 5439 and 5440 for the use of industrial hemp, and that will be on a college or university level. It's not to the agricultural farmer community
so
at this
for
point.
Studies.
Yep.
Okay, gotcha.
Yep, it's going to be mainly for the study of industrial hemp and how it will be a beneficial commodity to the Michigan economy. So they're also setting up a research fund for Michigan. Unfortunately, I don't believe Michigan will fall under the category to be allowed federal grants for that. There was an industrial hemp included in the farm bill that was passed this past February, I believe, on the federal level, but Michigan just barely missed that by a hair. So we are definitely holding out on some positive research funding from our own state for that. And that's also then, of course, going to change the public health code to include industrial hemp and to separate that, of course, from marijuana, since, of course, they are two completely different things. So
absolutely. And that's something that people really, maybe I would even say, would you say that again so everybody understands?
Yes. Marijuana and industrial hemp are two completely different things. Anything that is considered industrial hemp has under 0.01% THC.
Okay.
So it does range by a few points, depending on what state you're in, of course. I think the most allowed is 0.03%, but either way, it's nothing that can get anyone high. It's been used, of course, for thousands of years. Farmers, you can build an entire house out of hemp, for example.
Absolutely.
So Michigan is on its way, slowly but surely, but of course we need representative support and support from you to press your lawmakers as well.
Absolutely. I guess I would have another question. I hate to interrupt the news, but would I assume that maybe Michigan State University would be somebody involved, considering that, they're that agricultural school?
Absolutely. My guess is 90% of the funding is likely to go to a university such as MSU. They are, of course, in the heart of the agricultural community in Michigan. They definitely have a staple in the community, and I expect them to jump all over that. Absolutely.
Yeah, I just, I know they're a part of the 4-H, the county fairs. You see them represented, all the time when it comes to the animals and agriculture. So, it'd be interesting to see if they're really getting any of that funding and how they're participating. Maybe that's something we'll see how it all unfolds in the near future, I guess.
Yeah, and if anyone is also interested in the Vote Hemp issue on a federal level, please visit votehemp.com. Check into the different industrial hemp initiatives throughout the state. Throughout the country.
Nice. Yeah. So, coming up this week is there any movement? Last week we talked a minute about the the Washington D.C., the House of Representatives passing on that side. Has anything happened with that movement?
Not that I've heard so far. It seems to be baby steps as far as that goes. So let's keep everyone posted till next week. Hopefully we'll have something to bring our listeners.
Yeah, I was really hoping that they'd move faster, being the Senate. We always consider the Senate side a little quicker on those moves. But
You would think there's less of them to vote on it, you know. And the Senate in particular is kind of the committee that it's in, you know, it's kind of a we'll kill the bill or we'll pass the bill sort of scenario. So it's definitely unlikely that the bills will be killed. But, you know, sometimes they do want to take their time, and in this case, they really just want more education on it. They are definitely open to learning the ins and outs of the bills and how it will pertain to everyone in the state. So, you know, the longer it takes isn't necessarily a bad thing, as long as we don't go into lame duck next year. We should be good to go. So hopefully we can wrap it up at least by November, if not this summer. So stay tuned.
And who is it? I'm a Michigan resident.
Yeah.
I'm a voter.
Mm-hmm.
I want to press my representative. Is it Carl Levin? Is it who is it that I should be saying, hey, I want you guys to vote, you know, properly on this, and, you know, who should I be calling if I want to, you know, voice my opinion? Is it, you know, what is it? We have Carl Levin. Who's the lady? The
Stabenow.
Yeah, Debbie Stabenow. Is that the people that I need to be talking to?
Well, there are also local senators.
Okay.
Just the same as House of Representatives, there are senators that are representing your local area.
Gotcha.
So my best advice to you is, if you have access to the internet, get online, visit senate.michigan.gov, look up your local senator, get their phone number.
See.
Yep, and, you know, I think actually making a phone call Monday through Friday is much more beneficial than writing a letter. I mean, writing a letter is also, you know, great, but they really can't
go through all the letters.
Exactly, so it's probably your best bet.
We are headed into the 420 Song of the Week. It's Cypress Hill Rockstar. We'll be back with Man on the Street.
Submit your request for a 420 Song of the Week at skunkworkshow.com.
The Skunk Works Show, powered by Iron Laboratories.
Folks, here's some food for thought. Every year, over 400,000 people die of illness related to tobacco use. Over 80,000 die from alcohol use. Over 30,000 die from reactions related to prescription medication. And more than 7,000 people die from the use of anti-inflammatory drugs such as aspirin. Aspirin. Do you know how many die from the use of marijuana? 0. No deaths can be directly linked to the use of cannabis. That makes it one of the safest substances available for medical use. Michigan Organic Solutions, Flint's premier medical marijuana consultants, is now offering compassionate doctor referrals. Get licensed for only $99. You only pay if you qualify. No medical records are required. Located at 3549 South Road Highway, Suite 117, just across from the Dord Mall. Call 810-820-8953 or go online to make your appointment at www.miorganicsolutions.com. Consultations are free and your privacy is guaranteed. Log on now to www.miorganicsolutions.com.
The real estate market is moving full speed ahead, so don't be left behind. Remember Kim.
Hi, I'm Kim Nowak with Century 21 Town and Country, and I'm here to help you whether you're buying your first home or thinking of selling and moving on up. Let me guide you in the right direction. Call me at 248-835-2992. Again, it's 248-835-2992, and my focus will be on your needs. Remember Kim.
At Iron Laboratories, our mission is to apply the highest scientific standards to the testing of medical marijuana and derivative cannabis-based products. Iron Laboratories achieves this through the strict application of and adherence to methodologies that have been developed in research, regulatory, and academic settings. Consumer safety directs everything we do at Iron Laboratories. Our role as providers of product information to patients, caregivers, and producers is critical. The purity of the medicines that you put in your body is critically important, and we value the trust you put in us to evaluate and accurately report on these products. In addition, Iron Laboratories will continue to contribute to the industry knowledge base, setting benchmarks and establishing norms to create safer cannabis products. give us a call at 248-313-9000 or visit our website at ironlaboratories.com. Again, that's 248-313-9000, ironlaboratories.com.
The Skunk Works Show, powered by Iron Laboratories.
Attention all units, attention all units, this is Sergeant Stadenko. Attention all units, this is Sergeant Stadenko. We are changing from a Code 3 direct pursuit to a Code 347. Completely lost due to incompetence.
We're back, and you're listening to the Skunk Works Show. We've got a little piece that we introduced last week called Man on the Street, and it's a man on the street talking with people about, you know, just what they've been doing, what's going on in Detroit, what's going on around Metro Detroit. What did you think about that last week, Chelsea? Did you like Man on the Street?
You know, I thought that was awesome, and it amazed me how many people were unaware of the marijuana laws in Michigan. Like, who would have thought? You know.
Well, let's hear what people thought. We went out again, talked to a bunch of people. We were still in the Metro Detroit area, so let's hear what they thought.
Awesome.
Turn down for what?
This is Ryan with the Skunk Works Show. We're down in Detroit, and I'm standing with
Mark. How you doing, Ryan?
Real good. Where are you from, Mark?
I'm from Detroit. Live right down the road.
How long have you lived down here?
2 years, so I've been here for a little while.
What have you seen in the last 2 years that you've been around Detroit is improvements or things that you see as a positive?
Oh yeah, there's been a lot of changes. I mean, you can see, well, right where we're standing, there's a big parking garage that Dan Gilbert from Quicken Loans built right in front of us. New apartments are coming up every day. New residents are coming in, checking out the city. Our store opened 2 years ago at Moose Jaw downtown. There's 3 or 4 new independent shops down here. Things are going. They're not, you know, lightning fast, but every day something new is coming and more development is coming this way.
Michigan's a medical marijuana state. We have been since 2008 when the voters overwhelmingly voted it in. Have you seen any effect in Michigan or the city of Detroit since that has taken place?
It's been a strange introduction here. I know there were a lot of distribution centers that popped up immediately after the vote came in, but then they felt a lot of controversy. A lot of the local police and then county police had some issues with them, and I think a lot of them since closed down. So I think there's kind of a flux where people don't know how far to go with it to get people the care that they need without getting in trouble versus just kind of steering clear of it altogether. So I think the referendum hasn't really done the effect that it was meant to, but hopefully things will get better.
Do you think maybe we should follow Colorado's lead and just decriminalize marijuana and let anybody over 21 partake?
I do, and I'm not someone that partakes in it myself, but it's decriminalized here in the sense that it's not a priority. A fair number of people do use it recreationally from what I can tell, and it's not really an issue. I mean, it's certainly not something where people are driving and causing all kinds of accidents or causing any sort of disturbance civilly. So I think following Colorado's lead would probably be a decent idea.
Thank you very much for your time. Have a good day. I'm with WFNT in Flint, Michigan. I do a show called The Skunk Works Show.
What is it?
It's called The Skunk Works Show. It's a cannabis radio show.
I don't know what that means.
Marijuana. We do a show about marijuana.
Oh, no.
He said he can't deal with that. My name's Ryan. I host the show called The Skunk Works Show on WFNT in Flint. We're a cannabis radio show. Do you guys know much about the cannabis industry in Michigan?
No, and I don't want to know about it.
Medical marijuana is in Michigan. Do you know anybody that holds a medical marijuana card?
No, and I don't agree with it. I don't think it's a good thing.
You don't think medical marijuana? Can I ask you why?
Because I think it's a drug, and drugs shouldn't be used for that.
Well, drugs are used in medicine all the time. As long as it's prescribed by a doctor, wouldn't you think that would be a responsible way to use any drug?
I think marijuana is not a drug you should use, even if it's prescribed by a doctor, because it can cause hallucinations and stuff like that.
And you?
I totally agree with what she said.
Thank you very much for your time. I do a show in Flint called the Skunk Show. It's a cannabis-based radio show. What do you feel about medical marijuana in Michigan? It's been here since 2008. Have you seen any problems?
That probably not enough people are smoking this shit.
Skunk! My name is Ryan, and I'm with
Peter.
Peter, where are you from?
Detroit.
I've got a couple questions related to Michigan's medical marijuana law. Did you know that there was such a law here in Michigan?
I did.
Has it affected you in any way since its implementation in 2008?
Yes. I'm a physician. I have a lot of patients who ask for a prescription.
Is that something that you have agreed with or disagreed with?
Well, we often have a discussion on the matter and what their expectations are, and I tell them what the evidence is, and that's where the matter ends usually.
Very good. Thank you for your time, and you have a great day.
This is Skunk Works.
Well, all right. That was another episode of Man on the Street. What do you think, Chelsea?
Oh, man.
People are funny. You know, it's hard to say what people know and don't know, and who knows about the law and who doesn't.
And who can back up what they think.
Everybody has an opinion. You know.
That's
You know how that saying ends.
Oh.
Well, guess what? We just had a guest walk in for all of our listeners. I met this guest, maybe a month and a half ago in Lansing, and her story instantly caught my attention. I'm here with Belinda Phillips. And Belinda, go ahead and say hello, if you would.
Hi there.
How's everything today?
That's awesome. It's a beautiful day.
Yeah, we met like a month and a half ago in Lansing, and you were testifying in front of Randy Richardville. Is that right?
That's correct.
And I really would like to just have you kind of go through that story again. You know, so I'm just going to turn the mic over to you and tell me your experiences with marijuana and now medical marijuana.
Okay. Well, the reason that you and I met up in Lansing is because I was asked to go up there to tell our story so that people who are using medical marijuana have easier access to it and easier ways to use the medical marijuana other than smoking it.
Right.
So my daughter is 21 years old. She has a genetic condition which has caused seizures for her whole life. And I never in a million years thought I would be using marijuana for her. In fact, I've always been against marijuana.
That's what I was going to ask. That surprised me, that you said that when I first met you. And what changed your mind?
Well, my daughter had altogether 14 epilepsy brain surgeries to try and stop her seizures.
Wow.
They all failed. She's been on every medicine available in the entire world. They've all failed, and we've done multiple trials on them. I saw she's had an instrument called a vagal nerve stimulator put in her chest, and trying to stop her seizures, that failed. It made things worse. And I reached out to all types of other alternative methods to try and help her, which nothing really worked too well. So
I have to ask, over a span of how long did you try? I mean, has this been going on since birth? Was it from 7 to 18? How long have you been trying these methods and getting failure after failure?
Well, my daughter's 21, and she had her first seizure at day 2.
Wow. So this has been going on for 21 years.
And I've taken her to the best of the best doctors in the world. And no one had anything to offer. And it was 2 years ago, right about now, where her neurologist, who's one of the top neurologists in the world, recommended another major brain surgery. And I looked at him like he was crazy. And I refused to do it because I knew it would just cause problems for her. And so we were still seeking out other options. And it wasn't until about 8 months ago where I heard about medical marijuana, and it was only because of Sanjay Gupta from CNN's special on weed.
And that's what you watched that, and that drew your attention? Did somebody guide you to that Sanjay Gupta special?
A lot of people told me to watch it.
Okay.
I'm not a big TV watcher, so I actually Googled it and watched it on the internet.
Okay.
And it was last September when I first watched it, and I thought, how am I going to get this stuff? It's in Colorado. What do I do? A couple months later, a friend of mine who has the same genetic condition, her daughter has the same genetic condition as mine, was getting her daughter on that medicine, but she lived in Colorado.
Okay.
So I reached out to that organization. And you had to live in Colorado. I was getting ready to move there, but my daughter has a lot of services here in Michigan, and we would lose every single one of them if we moved to Colorado.
Mm-hmm.
So that wasn't a very good option, and by the time I had reached that organization, they had, a several-year waiting list, so that really wasn't an option. So I really wasn't sure what to do.
Yeah, I bet.
And I reached out to her neurologist, the one who recommended that big brain surgery, and I said, I don't want to do that. I don't want you to bring that up again. I want to try medical marijuana.
Oh.
And he said, I'm right there with you.
Really?
The people from Colorado had just been to his institution. He's on the East Coast, and he was really impressed. And he said, I'm right there. I'll do whatever you need. But he could not write her card.
Right, being not from Michigan and
so
on the East Coast.
I was very fortunate. My daughter had another surgery that we were looking at, and unrelated to this. And I was speaking to the surgeon. The first day that we met him, he said, I'll write her card. And I looked at him like, what? He goes, yeah, I think it's her best option. I've done a lot of research, and I'll write her application. We had her card in 21 days, and I didn't know how to get it. I didn't know what to do.
So you have a card, you need the meds, now how do I obtain the meds?
So fortunately, that group in Colorado had told me the name of a Facebook page.
Okay.
That I went on that Facebook page, and I reached out and said, anybody from Michigan? And thankfully, the founder of that Facebook page lives in Waterford. And
that's where I live.
She took me under her wing and showed me what to do and how to get the medicine and how to have it in a form that my daughter can take, because she's not about to be smoking marijuana.
Right.
My daughter's on a very high CBD, high cannabidiol, very low THC form.
Right.
It's very hard to get, and it's very hard to have consistency with it. I've been getting it tested at Iron Labs, which is here in the state, to make sure that we're getting consistency, and we did have a problem one time where things went crazy, and it wasn't consistent, so we're really careful with it now.
So we're going to head into break here in about a minute and a half. What I really want to know is, so for a little over 9 months, she's been on the high CBD.
And is she mainly just the oil?
Yes.
Just the oil.
Yeah.
What's your results now that you've actually went all the way, and what are you seeing?
I started her on December 20th, and she was having anywhere between 4 and 15 around that seizures per day.
Wow.
We could never get below 4. Right now, we're having anywhere between, it's about 1 to 2 seizures a day. It's a dramatic reduction.
That's significant.
And about how much CBD oil is she ingesting per day to drop it down to under 4?
She takes 3.3 milliliters.
Wow.
So little droplets.
Little droplets, and it's improved that much. That's absolutely
Yeah, she doesn't get high on it.
No.
She doesn't get high at all.
No, because it's high CBD.
Right. A lot of people don't understand high CBD is non-psychoactive. It is strictly just for relieving.
The other thing I've been able to do is reduce her seizure medicines.
Nice.
So she's much more alert and speaking more and much more, she's been in speech therapy for most of her life, and her speech therapist had given up on the speaking, and we've been using a communication device, and just probably about 4 months ago she brought out the tools to work on speaking again. Everybody sees the difference. It's dramatic.
Wow,
I'm just
I don't even know what to say. It's so impressive again, and to be honest, she's told me this story, and it's just, it's
absolutely
when you
remarkable.
have a real life experience like that in somebody that didn't care for the medical marijuana community or marijuana in general, for her to be able to see the benefits, that's impressive. Very impressive.
It's amazing to me.
Thank you so much, Belinda.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you. Belinda's going to stick with us. She's not going anywhere. We will have Iron Labs and Stacy coming up. We'll be right back.
The Skunk Works Show, powered by Iron Laboratories.
The real estate market is moving full speed ahead, so don't be left behind. Remember Kim.
Hi, I'm Kim Nowak with Century 21 Town & Country, and I'm here to help you whether you're buying your first home or thinking of selling and moving on up. Let me guide you in the right direction. Call me at 248-835-2992. Again, it's 248-835-2992, and my focus will be on your needs. Remember Kim.
At Iron Laboratories, our mission is to apply the highest scientific standards to the testing of medical marijuana and derivative cannabis-based products. Iron Laboratories achieves this through the strict application of and adherence to methodologies that have been developed in research, regulatory, and academic settings. Consumer safety directs everything we do at Iron Laboratories. Our role as providers of product information to patients, caregivers, and producers is critical. The purity of the medicines that you put in your body is critically important, and we value the trust you put in us to evaluate and accurately report on these products. In addition, Iron Laboratories will continue to contribute to the industry knowledge base, setting benchmarks and establishing norms to create safer cannabis products. Give us a call at 248-313-9000 or visit our website at ironlaboratories.com. Again, that's 248-313-9000, ironlaboratories.com.
Folks, here's some food for thought. Every year, over 400,000 people die of illness related to tobacco use. Over 80,000 die from alcohol use. Over 30,000 die from reactions related to prescription medication. And more than 7,000 people die from the use of anti-inflammatory drugs such as aspirin. Aspirin. Do you know how many die from the use of marijuana? 0. No deaths can be directly linked to the use of cannabis. That makes it one of the safest substances available for medical use. Michigan Organic Solutions, Flint's premier medical marijuana consultant, is now offering compassionate doctor referrals. Get licensed for only $99. You only pay if you qualify. No medical records are required. Located at 3549 South Road Highway, Suite 117, just across from the Dord Mall. Call 810-820-8953 or go online to make your appointment at www.miorganicsolutions.com. Consultations are free and your privacy is guaranteed. Log on now to www.miorganicsolutions.com.
The Skunk Works Show, powered by Iron Laboratories.
Attention all units, attention all units, this is Sergeant Stadenko. Attention all units, this is Sergeant Stadenko. We are changing from a Code 3 direct pursuit to a Code 347. Completely lost due to incompetence.
All right, we're back. Belinda's sitting here with us, of course. You just heard what I consider one of the coolest stories in the medical marijuana community. We have Heather on hold from Iron Laboratories. Are you with us now, Heather?
Yes, hi, hello.
Hi, Heather. How are you today?
Good, thanks. How are you?
Really good. We have Belinda sitting in with us today. She just told us a little bit about her experience in the medical marijuana field. Of course, Chelsea, our news girl, is with us.
Hello.
And we now have you on the line. And I just want you to tell me, a little bit about what you do over at Iron Laboratories. What is your position and what do you do for them?
Well, I'm a chemist there, and I run the liquid chromatography, which we use to test everything that's not a flower, so edibles, some concentrates, and topical lotions and balms and products like that. We use liquid chromatography instead of the gas chromatography we use for flowers.
Nice. Belinda was just saying that she uses Iron Laboratories regularly to test her daughter's medicine. How important is it, do you think, that people use a company, your company, Iron Laboratories, for their medication? A lot of people don't, but, if anybody hears the show, I believe that that's the only kind of medication I would use is something that's been tested.
I would say it's extremely important, and not just because I work there, especially on the edible side of things. You don't know if your cookie or brownie has 20 milligrams or 80 milligrams.
Sure. Gotcha. what is the time period? If I brought in some, let's say, brownies or just extract, and I need it tested, and I need to know THC, CBD, I need to know everything about it. What is my time frame if I come in there and need you to do this work for me?
We usually have edible test results out within 24 hours of them getting to the lab. 24 to 48 hours is the window that we tell our clients, but normally, just a day or two.
Nice.
And Heather, one question for you. How would a caregiver, if they're not affiliated with a provisioning center per se, how would they get their meds to you to be tested for their patients?
We have clients, we have dispensaries and provisioning centers as our clients, but we also have private individuals and caregivers that are our clients. So they are invited to come to the lab and check it out. They can sign up for a membership, and we can start testing their samples that day as long as they have their, necessary patient documentation.
Sure. What exactly is the process, if I could ask you real quick, to test for the liquid chromatography? What sort of process do you have to do to test your medibles and tinctures, etc.?
Well, I first start out by, getting a serving size of the edible. We kind of, mix it up so we get a good portion of all of the edible, and we get that ready to go into the machine. Once it goes into the machine, there's something called a column, which basically separates the mix of cannabinoids into the separate cannabinoids.
Right.
And then we can use that information to measure the amount of cannabinoids in the particular sample.
Wonderful. So a lot of work to do something very simple, though, it sounds like. Everyone really, really appreciates Iron Labs. I know lots of patients definitely only use meds that are tested from Iron Labs. So
when I'm in between gaps for my meds, if it doesn't have an Iron Laboratories sticker on it, I'm not touching it.
Same here, yeah.
Belinda's sitting here with us, and she's used Iron Laboratories. Is that right, Belinda?
I have. Heather, it might be interesting to let people know, like, once you do test, like, what do the results look like? What do you provide someone when they bring you the edibles or the oil or whatever?
It's a great question.
So we will give them the results as far as, like, milligrams per serving of the edible. They get a readout of not only the THC in the product, but also the CBD, as well as the acidic forms of those cannabinoids, which are the ones found naturally in the plant. We look at the activation rate for THC and CBD because they have to be cooked to a certain point in order to be orally active. And with the HPLC, we can determine if someone is cooking that butter or oil or whatever it may be long enough so that they're getting the most out of their medicine by eating it.
Gotcha. Nice. Heather, there's never going to be enough time for us to cover everything. We appreciate that you were here today. We're going to talk with you hopefully next week again. Is that something we could do?
That sounds great.
Heather, thank you so much for your time. You have a great day. And once again, we really appreciate everything you guys do at Iron Laboratories.
And keep on testing.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. All right, I think we're moving right along. We have Stacy with us now. Stacy, are you with us?
Yeah, good afternoon, you guys.
Hi. What's going on?
We are actually just getting to the conference. We're hurrying across the parking lot here at Navy Pier in Chicago.
Is it a beautiful day over there?
What?
I said, is it a beautiful day over there on the Navy Pier?
Oh, it is beautiful. Like, the ride up was so pretty along the lake, and it's so crowded here. Like, this is the best place for a cannabis conference
Excellent.
in the world. And Kyle Cushman, we're actually hurrying. He's about to be on. So Kyle Cushman is a fellow Oaksterdam University graduate and
he's an alumni.
High Times Cup winner. Yeah, so I'm excited to reunite with him. We've met in our travels, over the last couple of years, but we haven't seen each other for over a year. So we're making it in the nick of time.
So this is like a reunion for you. You're going to have a lot of friends around this weekend.
Yeah, I'm excited. It's tomorrow's the whole full day of the conference.
I have to ask you something. I don't want you to be upset. Can I ask a question?
Yes.
Is the bus with you?
No, I wasn't in I love my little black Colorado pickup truck, but I've been wishing ever since we've been driving into Illinois that I had the bus with me.
Oh.
So she's still in the shop. We're looking for her engine right now.
Okay.
We're in the mad hunt for a 8.2-liter diesel engine, non-turbo.
All right, so that's what I need to put. Have you been to the website? Did you go see your pictures on the skunkworkshow.com?
Right now, so you can find me on the Human Solution, the humansolution.org page.
Okay, well, I was just going to let you know that we put up your picture on our website with links back to your website. So we're going to do everything we can to help you get some fundraising going and find this engine, because we need that cannabis rolling.
Absolutely.
Perfect. Thank you so much.
Yeah, tell everyone down at Navy Pier that Michiganders say hello. I know lots of Michigan businesses and organizations will be that way too, so spread the love for us.
Oh, yeah, I sure will. I'll let everybody know that I was on the phone with you guys. And Captain Kirk gets to teach us a medical class tomorrow.
Oh,
so
yeah.
I'm excited.
He's a good buddy of mine, actually. Make sure you tell him, hey, Captain, he just had surgery recently, so give him some tender love and care for me, would you?
I know. Talk about a superhero. So I have to tell you what's going on right now. I'm, like, in the parking garage by the elevators, and someone's, like, locked out banging on the door and cracking up laughing, and it won't open. Like, I was trying to help him out, but it's not opening.
Uh-oh.
Too cool, too cool. We're going to let you get back to it. We're going to check in with you again next week. Make sure you go to skunkworkshow.com. You can see the pictures we put up of you, your link, and that's how you can get people to get to your links to support you, and let's get that bus back on the street.
Diesel engine.
Awesome. Thank you so much. I haven't had internet all week except for my phone, so I've been kind of out of the loop like most of the week.
Right on. That's always a hurdle. We always have to go and overcome some certain hurdles, but you're quite ingenuitive. Is that the right word?
Definitely.
Yeah, she's very good at getting things done. That's why we like Stacy so much.
Yep, we're going to find you that engine.
The universe gives you breaks on things that you don't think you need, you know?
There you go. Is there anything you want to say before we say goodbye for this show? Is there anything you want to say? Hi, bye. You got the next 30 seconds.
Just mad love from Chicago to all you Michigan folks that I've grown to love so much. And I'm really, really trying to get the cannabis back on the road for all of us.
Excellent. And we're going to do everything we can to help you get that goal achieved. You have a great week, and we will catch up with you next weekend.
All right. Thank you all so much.
Thank you.
Have a good one, Stace.
All right, we just got a few, just maybe, a couple minutes here before we go into our next break. I wanted to touch back with Belinda. I was telling her during the break, she's somebody that, we're going to keep in contact with. I just think that, watching the progression of her daughter and her experience is a good thing. I think our listeners are very interested in your plight. It's something that's intrigued me from the moment I heard it, so I hope you'll be a guest in the near future and visit us from time to time so we can check in with you.
Absolutely. If we can get the word out that this is a really viable option for people who are struggling with health issues, seizures, and other health issues, absolutely.
Excellent. So we appreciate your time. I wanted to say, a personal thank you from the Skunk Works Show. I know you drove an hour to get here, so we appreciate that you're here, and we'll support you as you supported us.
Well, thank you.
So we'll be talking with you again soon. Is there anybody you want to say hello, goodbye? Is there anything you want to say before we wrap this show up today, Belinda?
Yeah, I want to say thanks to the whole community for all the moms and dads out there of kids with epilepsy and other illnesses. They're really doing an awesome job getting laws changed and getting the word out and helping each other. It's really an amazing community, so thanks to all of them.
You guys all work hard, and you're really heroes, and thank you.
And thanks to your daughter Marley as well. She's the real hero here.
She sure is.
Absolutely.
Thank you.
The Skunk Works Show, powered by Iron Laboratories.
Folks, here's some food for thought. Every year, over 400,000 people die of illness related to tobacco use. Over 80,000 die from alcohol use. Over 30,000 die from reactions related to prescription medication. And more than 7,000 people die from the use of anti-inflammatory drugs such as aspirin. Aspirin. Do you know how many die from the use of marijuana? 0. No deaths can be directly linked to the use of cannabis. That makes it one of the safest substances available for medical use. Michigan Organic Solutions, Flint's premier medical marijuana consultants, is now offering compassionate doctor referrals. Get licensed for only $99. You only pay if you qualify. No medical records are required. Located at 3549 South Road Highway, Suite 117, just across from the Dord Mall. Call 810-820-8953 or go online to make your appointment at www.miorganicsolutions.com. Consultations are free and your privacy is guaranteed. Log on now to www.miorganicsolutions.com.
The real estate market is moving full speed ahead, so don't be left behind. Remember Kim.
Hi, I'm Kim Nowak with Century 21 Town and Country, and I'm here to help you whether you're buying your first home or thinking of selling and moving on up. Let me guide you in the right direction. Call me at 248-835-2992. Again, it's 248-835-2992, and my focus will be on your needs. Remember Kim.
At Iron Laboratories, our mission is to apply the highest scientific standards to the testing of medical marijuana and derivative cannabis-based products. Iron Laboratories achieves this through the strict application of and adherence to methodologies that have been developed in research, regulatory, and academic settings. Consumer safety directs everything we do at Iron Laboratories. Our role as providers of product information to patients, caregivers, and producers is critical. The purity of the medicines that you put in your body is critically important, and we value the trust you put in us to evaluate and accurately report on these products. In addition, Iron Laboratories will continue to contribute to the industry knowledge base, setting benchmarks and establishing norms to create safer cannabis products. Give us a call at 248-313-9000 or visit our website at ironlaboratories.com. Again, that's 248-313-9000, ironlaboratories.com.
The Skunk Works Show, powered by Iron Laboratories.
All right, you sat in with another episode of the Skunk Works Show. We appreciate it. You can always watch us live at skunkworkshow.com. That's skunkworkshow.com. And we'll be waiting there for you with cannabis pictures and men on the street and everything else. We'd like to say thank you for listening again. We'll catch you next week. And this has been a NOAC Media production.
Smell that? What is it? The Skunk Works Show, giving you a scent of the truth.
Live every Saturday from 4 to 5 p.m. on WFNT.
News from the 420 Underground.
It's the Skunk Works Show.
Do you smell that? What is it? The Skunk Works Show, giving you a scent of the truth.
Live every Saturday from 4 to 5 p.m. on Monroe County Radio.
News from the 420 Underground.
It's the Skunk Works Show.